Hey there friends, Todd of Adventure-Ography. This is a motorcycle channel and we do motorcycle stuff. So I try to put out a video every 3 to 4 days and I've been out of town. So I'm back. Today is Saturday and I am going to put this out ASAP. I may even put it out this afternoon because we're going to do a short job, okay? So that being said, I have been out of town and I've had horrible anxiety about making a new motorcycle video because I haven't been able to put one out for a couple of days. So we're gonna do that today. I just got home off of a trip for work and I've got a couple of parts here that we're gonna put on this bike, okay? So what I'm gonna put on today is the BBR fork springs, heavy duty fork springs. We're gonna beef up the suspension a little bit on this CRF250. So that's what we're gonna do today. I got the bike sitting over here in the shop. The audio is gonna stink, absolutely stink today because I've been out of town for so many days that my mics are all dead. So I tried to hook up a mic and the battery was dead. So it is actually in the office there charging. We're gonna go forward. We're gonna go forward no matter what. Nothing stops the channel. We're gonna do this. So what we're gonna do to make it easier is I was gonna remove the hand guards, but I think just to make it a little bit easier, I'm gonna actually just lift off the actual handlebars. That's gonna allow us more space to put the drop the springs in and take the old springs out. So let's do that real fast. Okay, so I've got these rolled forward. I don't love the pressure on them, but I think we're gonna be okay. I have replaced the stock caps with these bleeder caps, and they're really nice when you've been riding. Your forks build up pressure and you can bleed those. So it's not exactly the same as the stock caps. A lot of times, if this won't come off, you can loosen these pinch bolts right here. If your top of your tube is a little bit pinched, these caps sometimes are hard to come off, but we're gonna try it. If the bike has been sitting, which this has, I haven't ridden this bike for a few days, all the oil should be drained down into the tube and it shouldn't be too messy. But this is a big nut here. It's not the stock one. And I think the torque on this is 17 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, it's 17. So the best way to do it is maybe just go to full lock. That one busted loose, real easy. Want to be careful because these are so pretty. Okay, so when you get this cap off, like I say, it's not too oily. We haven't been riding this bike, and you want to inspect this to make sure that the threads are all good, and this oil, there's an O-ring around there. Inspect that oil ring to make sure that it's in good shape, and it is. And we should have a little chromoly too. Let me grab a rag. I've got the shop kind of dark in here and the door's shut because I really don't want anybody to know that I'm in here. So there's one fork tube. There should be a washer on here. Okay, so I forgot I had this. This is actually a magnet. I wasn't 100% sure that these are made of steel, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna stick my magnet down here and pull it out. And sure enough, that comes right out. So I'm kind of funny. I like to put things in exactly how they are, even if it's upside down or not. I always inspect your suspension parts and make sure that they are, you know what I mean? Make sure you put it in exactly the way that it came out. So now let's see here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That came right out. Oh, shoot. That's very, very red. Here I am saying I'm not going to make a mess, and I'm making a mess. Okay, friends, there's the stock fork. This is the stock fork that came out. Let's open up the BBR fork and see if it is, see what the difference is. Oh yeah, I can tell they're heavier. That is the new, that is a new one. Quite a bit longer, which means, what does that tell us, friends? We're not gonna need we're gonna measure here, we're not gonna need that spacer. So that's quite a bit heavier. The actual gauge of the steel is a lot heavier. It's a thicker steel, and it's also tighter coil and quite a bit longer. So anyway, that's kind of cool. What we'll do is we'll slide this back down in here and we'll measure to make sure if it comes to the top of the tube, we know we're good. So let me see here. They're both, man, that oil is so pretty. Such a pretty oil. My phone's ringing. Of course my phone's ringing. So full disclosure, friends, I put it up on a bike stand. What it did is it let the suspension drop, and I was struggling putting these caps in. I sure don't want to strip these. So that was the ticket. We're doing this together, so we learn along the way. It just makes sense to do that. But you know me, I don't always do things the right way or the easy way. This is the easy way. I was doing it the hard way. And usually I would put a socket on it and use my torque wrench and do 17 foot-pounds of torque. I do not have, you can't put a socket on this because it's too tall. I don't have this big socket. We will see, but I do not believe that I have a socket that'll fit that. So we're gonna take this off here. Super easy job, friends. Do not be afraid to do this one at home. It's super easy. Okay, I'm gonna pop this cap off. I'm gonna get my both out at the same time. Well, that, friends, couldn't be any easier. Where's my... Tell you what, it's been a long trip. It has been a long trip, obviously, you can tell. I'm going to try to do this without making a big mess. There's no guarantees. No guarantees. We're making a little mess. Okay, there's the old spring. Set it up here. Now we're going to put our new BBR spring in. Go in here. Put the thing on. Again, inspect your cap. Look at your O-ring, make sure that it's in good shape. World of difference, friends. I'm going to see if I have a socket. And I do not have a socket that's big enough. These would be a really deep well socket. I've got sockets that'll fit, but not a deep well. Let me see. Let me torque it. Let me torque it. Yep, that's it right there. All right, I'm going to button up some other stuff here. Okay, so we're going to throw our bars back on. I do run a little riser. Some people like them, some people hate them. I do like a riser. Okay, so when I'm adjusting my forks, there's lots of rules of thumb, and this is personal preference on this stuff. But I like to have everything perpendicular so that my handlebars are perpendicular as much as they can to the forks. Hardest part about this job is putting all your crap back on. Maybe that's because we have too much crap. Don't tell my wife I said that. All right, friends, in a nutshell, that's what it was. Literally, I've been out here 15, 20 minutes. It hasn't been that long. So easy job, simple job. The CRF250F doesn't have a real complex set of forks on it, but they're so easy that a child could do it. Literally a child this big could do those fork springs. I'm hot and sweating here in North Carolina. It's starting to get warm out here. I am going to throw a helmet on and take this for a little rip just to kind of get an idea of the differences. I should have wrote it real fast before, but I wanted all that oil to be at the bottom, so I haven't adjusted the clickers or anything on it differently than what I had it set up for before. So it definitely feels stiffer. I'm gonna take it for a ride. We have got some other mods we're gonna do to this bike coming up. I got some new tires for it. We're gonna throw them on, and big things coming up. So stay tuned. I'm gonna put this video out. Hope you guys enjoy it. Like and subscribe, all the things. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for appeasing my anxiety about getting a video out. So I usually put them out at 6 in the morning. I'm probably gonna throw this out this afternoon or this evening when I get done riding. So hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.